Alright folks, welcome back. This is going to take us all night, so we might as well get started now. For folks just tuning in, this is the plan. The plan is we want to get the big cat. So far, ante 15 round 41 on a random seed here. We've got 255 with the cat. The basic technology you're familiar with, we've done it before with other similar runs where you go Blueprint and Brainstorm copying the burglar, so you get extra hands. If we have more hands, we get to play more cards, more lucky cards. We have, the deck looks like this. We have two flavors of cards. We've got queens, and we've got other different shiny queens, I guess. Both of them lucky, both of them red seal. Of course, we need lucky for the cat. The polychrome ones are the ones that help us score if we need to. And we have Sock My Buskin as well, so the red seals, and also Sock My Buskin here so we can get the re-triggers to grow the cat. We've also got the dice, -6s. We started with the -6s on this run so that we can get, you know, more lucky activations that way. We've also got a few negatives that we picked up along the way. So we got a Northern Lion here. He's just chilling, you know, maybe he can come out over here. Maybe we don't need the Golden Jimbo. But let's go next. Okay, certificate we don't need. We could go back in time. I think we will go back in time, but we don't need to go back in time yet. And so currently we're at that phase, you know, this kind of awkward phase of I am limited in what kind of hands that I can play because some hands just straight up score too many points. And if we go back in time, then it becomes a little bit even more difficult. Moreau wants to see a voucher check. That's a good idea. Here's a voucher check. So we already have antimatter, which is why we have so many Blueprint and Brainstorm. We have so many spaces here because we already have antimatter. So that one's checked off. We can't do that one anymore. We have overstock here. We have one hand size. We could go one more. We have the hat if we want to add cards to the deck from the shop. That may become relevant actually. And we also have the boss reroll. We have the retcon, which means bosses can't kill us anymore. We can always just reroll for whatever we want. Let's see here. If we go to the collection here, special cards, we used one ectoplasm. So we have the next one's -2 hand size. We could probably do one more ectoplasm. Alright, yeah, for folks who didn't already see it, it's 255 here. QCOM says no crystal balls, a little bit annoying. Yeah, maybe. Having the extra Joker slot, or the extra consumable slots, is useful for buying tarot cards from the shop and then holding on to them in case of an emergency. Also, you get the crystal ball, gives you the Omen Globe upgrade, and then you can get ectoplasm more easily. Morpheus asks, what is the goal? The goal is to get the cat as big as possible by playing as many lucky cards as possible. JCutie asks, what's my favorite video game that isn't Balatro? Ask me again after we get done shopping, if that's alright. Let's see here, we've got... Anyway, what was I trying to say? Yeah, I would be interested in one more ectoplasm. Since we already have antimatter, I want maybe another Joker here. I'm looking for, in the future, we will need some help scoring. So in the future, we're looking for maybe the Idol, but we don't need it yet. Tom Bombadillo asks, are we looking for Bloodstone? I think the Idol would be better, but temporarily, because we do have hearts, if we get the Bloodstone first, we can take the Bloodstone temporarily. Let's see here, Celestial Pack. Let's skip, and yeah, we just want the flush 5, right? What I want death cards. We have enough money and we have the discounted reroll, so we could reroll a bit. We could check the Spectral Pack first. I think I'm going to reroll for tarot cards first. This ante, by the way, we have no skips that we're interested in. The boss, we can ignore it. Okay, find me. We'll use Eris first, and we'll use Temperance second. Emerald Star asks, are we getting another oops somehow in the future? If we did get another oops, it would probably improve our capabilities here. So maybe that's something that we want. We'll see. I mean, right now we don't have room for it. I'm not going to give up a blueprint. If I see oops, I'm not going to sell a blueprint. Probably not. Okay, we do get the death card. Now I'm looking for a fool. I'd like to get 2 death. Justice we don't need. Sorry, I'm thunking. Alright, what do we... Jokers we don't really care about. We do get a fool here, so we can sell the tower. You can pick up the fool. Now let's open the spectral pack. Okay, familiar we don't want. Hex we don't want to delete our jokers. Here all of these are already red seals, so I'm just going to skip. And now, since I have death and I have a fool here, I can use death on the stone card. I'm going to roll for another card to add to the deck. And then that way, if we add this 5 to the deck, we can use the death card on the 5. But I think that's it for our groceries. Let's just go next. And all right, we got the burglar being copied here. We've got the stat tracker on. We've got the Saturn stat tracker on. So we've got 366 hands from the burglar so far. Okay, we do draw the 5, and I want to copy Sock My Buskin here. Jay, welcome back. Thank you for the 2 months. Let's... Duckle says, don't we already have oops? We do have oops, but if we got another one, then our lucky cards, it would be 4 out of 5, or 4 out of 15. 4 out of 5 to get the upgrade. So it would grow twice as fast if we had another oops, even though you don't get as many triggers. If we did replace like a blueprint with oops, you would get less activations from Sock My Buskin, but you would get more lucky activations per card. It would double it. Oops would really increase the scaling, but of course we don't have the showman, so it's kind of moot right now. Scrub of the year, thank you for the prime sub. Definitely Mia asks, if we get a natural negative drunkard. Negative drunkard? Wait, drunkard is the one that gives us extra discards. Oh, you mean juggler. Juggler for extra hand size. So if we take ectoplasm right now, we go -2, go to 6. If we get the juggler, we would go to 7, and with 7 we can't go -3. It would have to be either we get the paintbrush and the juggler, like we would need +2 hand size. Alright, let's... Anyway, with the death cards, real quick before we move on here, with the death cards, the polychrome ones are currently too powerful. You can't play multiple polychrome cards in the same hand. And then also the, we have the time machine in the shop, and so we're going to go back in time and the score requirements are going to be even lower. So I think for now, let's go ahead and make just vanilla kings here, or queens, sorry. Guide E, thank you for the tier 1. Okay, so I think this works. I think we can play the flush 5. Sock My Buskin here, copy with the blueprints and the brainstorms. I think this is safe as long as we play only 2 polychrome cards. Let's go ahead and ship it. Oh, we do have, by the way, we have the times 32 speed on from the brainstorm mod. Okay, so that's E13. If we add another polychrome card, so 3 polychrome cards, we have let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 1.5s. If you're on the plasma deck, that becomes 14 1.5s. So 1.5 to the 14th power. I want to say that's 1,000, more than 1,000. I feel like that would be E3 at least. So I think maybe 3 polychrome is in the E17 range. So to play it safe, let's continue shipping it with just 2 at a time. QCOM says, too much maths for my liking. Well, it's okay. The math is not too hard. If you wanted to, like if you were playing this yourself, you could just ship it and then save scum, or you could, you know, bust out the calculator. But let's go ahead and ship it. All right, folks, now is the time for questions. I'm gonna wait till the ad break ends. Kitty Knight asks, will this be on the test? No, you don't have to worry about it. QCOM says, this is supposed to be a safe space. No filthy mathologists here. My apologies. I should restrict the amount of mathemagics. I apologize. Maybe I'll keep it to myself in the future. Moreau asks, is there a reason why we have more than 5 polychrome queens? Well, you kind of don't know what order that you're going to draw them in, so it's nice to have a few extras in case you draw them in the wrong order. Like if your opening hand or like your first 20 cards has all your polychrome cards, then it's a little bit awkward to hold on to them. Radio Dam Dam asks, what's the optimal deck size for this run? Optimal size? Something that you could think about is we have a starting hand size of 8 and we have 19 hands. And so if you play 18 hands times 5 cards, how many is 18 times 5? I want to say that's 90. Sorry, what is 18 times 5? Hip Hop Anonymous, this is a random seed. 90? 18 times 5 is 90. So, okay, what that means is, okay, 90 plus an opening hand of 8 cards. So, like 98, you know, maybe 98 cards, maybe something like that. Maybe it's more like 93 cards. I think if you have 93 cards, you get to see 100% of your cards. You want to have enough cards to where you can play all of your hands, but then you also want, you know, to have perfect information, perfect draws. With vouchers, you could get up to 21 hands. Yeah, maybe. All right, anyway, what I was saying before the ad break, yeah, this is the time for questions. The rounds are fairly repetitive. Once we figured out how many cards to play, any questions that you asked earlier, if I didn't answer, just feel free to repeat it again. Goober McGee asked chat, what's the favorite Gatorade flavor? Goober McGee asked chat instead of me because, you know, knows that I don't really drink Gatorade. Jay asks, after seeing the power of the 6s as a money generator, would I be willing to move it up my tier list? Jay, I would. Jay, you're 100% correct. Tom Bombadillo asks, what's the end game Joker lineup that we're looking for? If we could get another 6s, I would. You know, maybe we would need a showman to get another 6s. If we got Idol is the scoring Joker that we need. So maybe we get Ectoplasm and then pick up Idol. Maybe something like that. Here's the thing about 6s. So you know how Blueprint does the thing of it moves around and it copies Burglar and copies Sock and Buskin and copies potentially Idol if we need to score more points. You know, it can do like multiple tasks in the same round. You can do the same thing with 6s. And so kind of like the minimum that 6s does is if you have a business card, Then sixes is an extra business card. So it's kind of like a blueprint, but only for your like RNG jokers, your chance jokers. But if you have a business card and hallucination, now sixes is doing both, hallucination and business card. It's doing two things, kind of like blueprint does multiple things. If you have, let's see here, lucky cards, and you also have the parking, now sixes is doing lucky cards and parking. It's doing more than one thing. And so, you know, as a money generator, sixes makes the cards that I like better, which I think that's worthy. Duckles asked a question about a job interview coming up. Wait, Duckles, can you repeat that? Do you mind? It went by really fast. Moreau asked, favorite animal? I think frogs are kind of neat. Probably snakes. If I could have a pet snake, I would do it. Duckles got a job interview Thursday. Should you ask for upper end of the posted salary range or the bottom end? Upper range is lower than the area's average. I guess like it depends on how desperate your situation is. Like, do you have a job right now? I don't know. I don't really have great advice about this, but most advice that I hear from people is just like, don't, you know, undersell yourself. And so like, you know, ask for the salary that you think is fair based on your occupation that you're going for and the area in which you're working and stuff like that. You know, the geographical location and stuff like that. And like, if you don't get this one job, then theoretically, if you can get one interview, you can get more interviews. Like, you could get other chances elsewhere. It may take a while. It may take you like another month or two. But like, you know, what is a month in contrast to you end up working there for like 5 or 10 years or something like that? But like, if you got no job and you need some job, you know, I can't tell you not to do what you got to do just to survive. Okay, so here we draw 5. We have 3, and then there's 3 left. We still have, you know, 4 more hands here. So I guess what I would want is, let's play these 3. And then play these 3. I think this answers the question of like, how many cards do I want to have in the deck? I would like to have 5 more than currently. I would like to have 1 additional hand. I would like to be able to hold on to 5 and then play 3 for the last hand. So maybe like 91 cards in the deck. Let's go ahead and ship it. And then we've got times 328 on the cat. Dave J says 7 more, right? Yeah, maybe we played 3 and then we add 2 more on top of that. Yeah, maybe something like 93 cards. Here's why it matters, right? So this question of like, how many cards do we want to have in the deck, that determines how aggressively do we reroll for death cards, because it might be kind of expensive. The last card that we used was death, so I'm going to hold off on this Celestial pack and then try to get a Fool first, but we can open the standard pack here. I guess this 9 I'm not interested in. I guess most things from a standard pack I'm not interested in. Maybe we should wait till we reroll first. Alright, just reminding folks, we are in the shopping phase now, so I'm not going to see anything that you say. Let's see here, we've got rebate, money. Don't need the luchador. Hold on to the devil. Okay, hung man, we're no longer interested in. Heiress is fine. Okay, now I don't feel bad opening here for another Heiress. We don't get Heiress. That's okay. By the way, because we have money, I'm not going to say we have an unlimited amount of money, but we do have like a decent amount of money because of all the lucky activations. Because we have so much money, we can probably afford to do some pretty deep re-rolling here. Now that we have a death card, we can go ahead and pick up an extra from the shop. Let's try the Emperor. Moon, nope. Heiress, sure. Where are all the... You know, it seems like when you don't want them, the playing cards, they show up too much when you don't want them. There's a Showman. You know, we could sell a blueprint for a Showman and then go for the 6s. What we would need to do in that case, we would need to use a glass card in order to survive. I'm going to wait until I get an extra Joker slot. Here's a 9 we can add to the deck. Use a death on. How deep do we want to re-roll? I think with our current level of money generating, I think 40 is pretty safe if we re-roll down to 40. Maybe we can go to 50. And so like I have $17,000 right now, and you might be thinking, okay, well, why don't we just spend $17,000 right now, or like spread it out over the next 3 shops or something like that. The reason why I don't want to spend it all right now, I want to save my money for in the future. I will get ectoplasm eventually. It may not happen right away, but it's going to happen eventually. And when it does, or even if it doesn't, I need to get the idol at some point. And so what I want to do is wait until the future when I'm ready for the idol, and then re-roll it when I need it, rather than re-rolling for it early. You know? Because if we roll an idol right now, I'm just going to pass it, because I know that I don't need it. Let's go down to 50. We can go to 50. So this is obviously not profitable. Like, we don't get money. Like if we roll into Temperance only gives us 50 bucks, which is like not that much money, but I think having the extra cards in our deck so that we can get, you know, the extra activations on the cat, that's going to help us with the record. So we can sacrifice a little bit of money, and by a little bit of money I mean all of the money. Yeah, I'm gonna stop at 50. Let's see here, we could go back in time after the big blind. We don't need the moon, so let's go next. Okay, and we will save the death for the 9 that we added. We can play 2 queens at a time, or 2 polychrome at a time. Go ahead and ship it. All right, we're back. What I missed? Donzel, thank you for the Prime sub. Oh, I missed it a little while ago. Scrub of the Year, also Prime sub. Jay asked, would I take a negative showman if it comes up naturally? I would take a negative showman. One benefit of a negative showman is it gives us an opportunity to get the 6s, which I think would be useful. I think negative showman also makes it easier to get the death cards, because now if you're holding on to death, you can only find the fool. If you're holding on the fool, you can only find the death, whereas like if you have the showman, you could get either, so it actually doubles your chances. Ship it. Sugary Boy asks, the gold seal, do I think that it needs to be buffed? And if I do think that it needs to be buffed, how would I buff it? I think the gold seal could benefit from a buff. I think the way that I would buff it is I would change the money to 4 bucks instead of 3 bucks. And then if 4 bucks doesn't feel good, change it to 5 bucks. I think that's all it needs. I think you just like give it an extra $1 or 2. I think it's a little bit weird that like the gold cards from the Devil Tarot card give you 3 bucks, and then the gold seal also 3 bucks. Except like gold seals are like way harder to get. Maybe $5. $5 for a gold seal. What I would want is, I would want the gold seal to feel as strong as getting a tarot card. Like, would you rather get a random tarot card from discarding a purple seal, or would you rather have $5? And I think sometimes you would want the $5. And so like that's the balance point for me. And then also like purple seals you can't re-trigger your discards, but gold seals you can re-trigger with things like Sock My Buskin, which I think is also kind of neat and compelling, and so I wish it, you know, was a little bit more interesting. Oh, JV asks, how big is the cat right now? 350. The record we're going for is 1300, is what I heard most recently. Sugar Boy asks, should gold seal be a tarot? I'm gonna vote no on that. I like having both. I like having them separate. Aha, JQT asks, what's my favorite game that isn't Balatro? Magic the Gathering, trading card game, is probably my favorite game. D&D, if that counts as a game, you know, tabletop role-playing game, I think that's also up there as one of my favorite things to do. If you're asking about video game, like computer game or whatever, it would be tough for me to decide like a favorite, but some games that have really like resonated with me. I got a lot of fun playing Stardew Valley, had a lot of fun playing Baldur's Gate. I played a lot of League of Legends, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's like a favorite game, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that to other people. Millie, thank you for the 2 months. JV asks, have we hit both money and molt in one lucky activation yet? I'm gonna vote probably, though, you know, at this speed I haven't really been paying attention. Alright, I'm gonna try three polychrome cards, because we don't really have a choice. I guess you could play this set of 3 rather than this set of 3. We could go one less copy Sock My Buskin. That would probably be safe. I think we can do it. Ship it? Nice. So that was something like, I want to say like 3 E16 or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. Yeah, we figured, you know, one polychrome card is like, it's close to E3. It's slightly less than E3. And with 2, we get something like E13. And so it should be E16, which should be fine. Okay, in the deck we've got 5 polychrome cards, which means I can play these. Ship it. Oh, Jay asked what role did I play in League? I played the jungler role, for folks who know what that is. And the character that I played Skarner. He's a scorpion character. I played Skarner the most out of anybody in the world. When they introduced the mastery point system, I had the most mastery points on Skarner for like 3 years in a row until I stopped playing. I played League the same way that I play Balatro. I just did the one character over and over again. And then like Balatro, I just played the one game over and over again. Are we looking for the idol? We are, Kurglow, but not right this second. We don't need it yet. Currently we're scoring plenty of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it? Sorry, it seemed like, wait, someone asked, hold on, Have I seen the Skarner rework stuff? No, I haven't. I mean, I saw that it was a thing that was happening, but I, you know, didn't follow the details because I don't really play the game anymore. Except maybe, you know, I've played this year. You know, I play off and on with some friends sporadically. Maybe a couple times a year, a couple nights a year. All right, shopping time. Earthy asked about the cryptid mod. I did see Murphy's video while I was working on, you know, my other next video project last night. I was watching Murphy's video with the cryptid mod. It got pretty wacky. All right, folks, it's shopping time. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we want to go back in time. We just beat the big blind, so let's go ahead and do that. We want these Arcana packs. Before we go Arcana, we go Gambling. Pick up the Chariot here. Okay, we need Death and we need the Fool. Take Eris. There's a Fist. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, welcome to the team. Is that going to be problematic scoring-wise? No, that's fine. Emperor, let's try Emperor, see what he has to say. Temperance, sure. Wheel, we don't want yet. Fool for Temperance, or hold on to it for a death card. I'm gonna hold on to it. I am valuing highly the ability to get my deck online, because adding the extra red seals to the deck also adds extra money to the deck, in theory. Reroll's getting a little bit expensive here. Death one time. Bummer. I don't want to go one more. Let's... Okay, we could take Temperance here. And then we could use Fool for Temperance. We're going to keep holding it for Death. Here, Hungman we don't need, so we'll just skip. And I don't need the Wheel. So let's go next. Okay, here we're gonna have to recalculate our hands. So I think, you know, now we did go back in time, so the scoring requirements are lower. Now we've got E14 here, so I think we go, let's try one polychrome. We'll do the math while people got the ad break, and then so that way, you know, they don't have to listen to the math. Murphy, welcome Murphy. Yeah, I think we're on record pace. I think currently 400x on the cat. Let's ship it. Okay, so one polychrome gets us to E12. Okay. Ship it. Okay, so now we got too many polychrome cards. Idea. So what if we... Let's do this. So no copies, sock my buskin. We could play 5. I'm gonna play 4 just to be safe. You know, the difference here is 7, 140, 54. Yeah, let's play 4. And then just get it over with. Okay, now Sock My Buskin can come back. Ship it. Morpheus asks, have we moved back in time? We did go back in time once, yeah. Okay. We are full up on polychrome again, so let's do the same thing. We could do this. We might be able to get away with 1 copy Sock My Buskin. I would have to do some math. Let's not do any math. Let's go ahead and just ship it with 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. Sorry, Mr. Melma asks, why did we not use the wheel? If we use the wheel, if it hits, it increases our scoring. And right now we're currently scoring too many points. Like if we play these 5 polychrome cards, it'll end the round. And we don't want that. We want to earn less points so that we can grow the cat longer, fatter. Kappa Greyface, thank you for the tier 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. We can always get a wheel again in the future if that's something that you're interested in doing. Go ahead and ship it. Going back in time costs you -1 hand, and so if you survive for, you know, let's say we survived twice as long. Let's say we survived 40 rounds. 40 rounds is 40 hands, right? But going back in time also gives us an extra ante. An extra ante has 3 rounds. 3 rounds is, you know, 20 hands each. So that makes up 60 hands. So going back in time is actually profitable. Extra hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also going back in time gives us another voucher, another shop opportunity, another opportunity to get a voucher skip tag. Alright, Amjad asks, sorry if this is a rude question. Do I provide any verification with world record runs? My runs usually start partly in. I mean, the seeds are provided, and so if you just want to repeat the seed and then, you know, follow along until you get to the same part that I started from, like you could do that. Mostly I'm not interested in, you know, there are other ways, there are a lot of different ways to cheat, let's say, and so at the end of the day, it's just an honor system, right? It's just, you know, who you believe or who you don't believe. And so, you know, I'm not going to be reaching out to the people on the record keepers. I'm not going to be, you know, trying to take the seat from anybody, you know, steal the thunder from anybody. It's just for entertainment and education if you want to like learn how to perform these runs yourself, and also for bragging rights. Some of it's streamed, but not all of it's streamed. So it's kind of up to you what you want to believe. Usually what I do is, you know, if I want to set up a pretty good run, so like this run we started with the oops all 6s, negative, and so that was not like, I'm gonna not naturally occurring in the sense that like, I just kept restarting until I got -6s, and it took me like 3 hours to find it. But, you know, with enough tries, you do get there. Here, we can play, I want to say, maybe 2, maybe these. Let's 450. Let's try this 2. Anyway, so the restarting part you know, when I start a run, I don't know if it's going to be the one yet. So usually I just wait until the first shop. After I find the thing that I'm looking for, then I start recording. Let's see here. We can play these 5 safely. And then we can draw 2 more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we already know that this wins. Ship it? Kappa Gray Face. Hey, thank you for coming and hanging out. I'm glad you appreciate the work that we put in. You know, we try to make it somewhat entertaining. We try to make it somewhat educational. So I appreciate you coming and telling me that, you know, it's worth it. Alright, Kurglow asks, what Balatro achievement would I consider Balatro University graduation project? Oh, okay. So like, hey, if you can do this thing, then that means you've done it. You've graduated Balatro University. Okay. No, I've got it. I mean, there are like some impossibly hard ones, but here's like one that's like totally achievable. So this is what you do. You win 1 run on the gold stake. So 1 run on the gold stake. Okay, then number 2, you win 1 run on Jokerless. And then number 3, you do a speed run. And it has to be, let's say, less than 13 minutes. I think 13 minutes is fairly reasonable. And you have to do all 3 back to back. So, you know, it's kind of like a win streak. It's lossless. And I feel like with the gold stakes, you know, you can get somewhere between like 30 to 50% win rate. And then same thing with Jokerless, like 30 to 50% win rate. And so like doing those back to back, like you might not get it in your first try, but you could get it after a couple tries. And yeah, in any order, those 3. I would say if you could do those 3 things, then that's like, you've done it. Maybe there should also be like another challenge for, you know, some kind of long game. You know, maybe there's like some kind of high score requirement that you have to beat. I don't want it to be like Nan-Inf because, I don't know, I feel like that's not necessarily the most fun or interesting for everybody. Maybe something like E50. I feel like E50 is fairly reasonable. Maybe E30. E30 you can do on any deck. It doesn't have to be Plasma. Maybe that's part of the gauntlet. You have to get you have to get E30 as part of the gauntlet. So those 4 runs consecutive, no losses. Okay, shopping time. I'll be back. I'm just gonna go out. I'm just gonna get some milk. I'll be right back. All right. Let's check out the blinds here. We got no skips that we're interested in. The boss here. Probably we're gonna re-roll this one because I don't want to pay the money for all my hands. Give me death. So here's idle. We don't need the idol because we went back in time, so we'll say goodbye. We'll see you later. Hey there, Zeno. Okay, Eris. Wheel. Nope, still too many points. Bloodstone we don't need. Not right now. I think this is like a very important component of the routing of these kind of like record runs is like people know what the end game is supposed to look like. They know what jokers you're supposed to have at the end, but like figuring out at what time do you pick up stuff. Like having the discipline to say no to the idol right now and then pick it up later, but not too late where you know you don't find it and then you end up losing. I think that's like a very important component of the routing. Should have held on to the wheel. There's Eris again. Use the Priestess. Where's... Passed a lot of cola. Could add a lot of decent amount of cola. I am disappointed. No death card. I'm gonna hold on to the Priestess. That way there's no Priestess in these booster packs. No death here, so we'll just skip. Try again. No death here, so skip. Give me Eris. Nope. Alright. Let's go next. Copying the Burglar. The boss here, we can go ahead and reroll it now. Previously played debuff. Nope. Discard 2 random cards. Nope. Play 5 cards. We probably do this. We probably play 5 cards every time. Except for maybe like the last few hands or something like that. We could, I mean, we got unlimited rerolls, so. -1 hand size. That's probably fine. There, all clubs debuffed. Alright, it only cost me 10 bucks, whatever. Go next. Okay. Got a nice and big cat already. So, you know, with the cat getting bigger here, we do have to factor that into our scoring, you know, considerations here. So we started out at something like 300. And if it's, let's say, 50% bigger cat, then that 50% more molt becomes 50% more chips. So it becomes ×2 score overall. So I think 2 here is safe. I think if we go 3, I think that takes it over the edge. So let's go ahead and ship it with 2 here. Alright, what'd I miss? JB says petroglyph on the last round of the ante because we have more hands. Yeah, we want to go back in time, but we want to go back in time as late as possible. We want to exploit the scoring requirements and have a high scoring requirement so we can play more cards. Kurglo says scoring wise, copying the cat does more. Copying the cat does way more. Yeah. What we talked about before stream, someone asked about it, is you know, currently Sock My Buskin, every copy is 5 additional activations of polychrome. So that's 5 1.5s. 1.5 to the 5th power is way less than ×500. So if we needed to, for scoring, for emergencies, we could just copy the cat. Like, we don't even need to worry about it. Mizo, hello, welcome. Leo Andromeda asks, this is a silly question, but is there some benefit to using the blue deck instead of the plasma deck? Because the blue deck gives you extra hands? So typically what we say is we want to play on the plasma deck because overall we can score more, and if we can score more overall, then we can survive for longer, and if we survive for longer, we get to see more rounds and play more cards. Like, that's in theory, though there is some awkwardness in the early rounds where, you know, we're not able to play all of the cards that we want. We have to be a little bit restrictive on the plasma deck, and so maybe if you're playing on the blue deck, then the scoring output is lower, and so you can play more cards without having to worry about score, without having to score too much. I think the phase in which we are concerned about scoring too much is very small compared to the phase in which we need to score a lot of points. And so I think overall, I don't think it's super obvious that the plasma deck is better necessarily, but I do think it is end up being better. I think it might be a closer consideration than people give it credit for. Mr. Guy says, if we weren't playing on the plasma deck, we might need idle by now. Yeah, but I mean, we would see the idle by now, right? We already passed dozens of them. How big is the cat? We made it to 500. Cormagog. Welcome back, Cormagog. LolXD asked, do I know what the actual blind size is in Anti-39? It's something like E310, maybe? I Am Jester got it correctly. It's just heckin' big. Yeah, E300, 10 to like the 308th power, that's something like 2 to some power gets you to 308. Or 10 to the 308 is the same as 2 to some power. That's why. Alright, Kurglo says, feels like it's feasible that we could go beyond the record, the random seed record. Yeah, that's what we're going for. I think we are on a good pace. Feeling good about this one. Mr. Guy says Perca-Cola is better with the ghost deck. That's false. And it's kind of the same logic where, like, on the ghost deck, you only get to survive until Anti-17, 18 maybe. And so what that means is I need the negative tag to show up in Anti-17 or 18. That's it, period. But then, you know, on the plasma deck, I get to survive until Anti-25 or 28. And so I have 10 more antis where the negative tag can show up. I have 10 more antis of generating extra spectral cards. It is way easier. Yeah, way easier on anything that has to do with, you know, getting spectral cards. Of course, you just play the ghost deck. In the ghost deck, you just get the cards from the shop. But if you really want to break records, you got to do it the hard way. With the plasma deck, with the Sixth Sense or Seance. With Sixth Sense being the easier of the two of those. Cormagog says, can you not copy the cat? You can copy the cat for scoring, if we need scoring, but it doesn't cause the cat to grow faster. That's not what Blueprint does. Blueprint copies the output. Oh, QCOM says, can we just try it to see, you know, just for science, so we can see how much we would score? I would be willing to do it for science. So we can play 2. And then we can copy the cat. So if we copy the cat, we're gonna miss out on a lot of triggers, right? If we're not copying Sock My Buskin, but you know what, that's fine. We'll do it for science. E36? Does that satisfy the scientists in chat? Hold on, let me write that down. E36. Okay, give me death. We could go back in time. Let's go back in time. Now, sorry, we've got 535 on the cat. So we're going up about, I want to say, maybe like 80 per round. E21 with Sock. Well, we haven't played 5 polychromes yet. I think with 5 polychromes it's more like E23. Am I misremembering that? Okay. Alright, just give me a moment to shop here, folks. Justice, nope. Emperor? Sure. Oh, Kurglo says it was E21, but might have increased since then. Ah, okay. Kurglo, I trust you. Kurglo got my back, you know, the last dozen times that we've done this type of thing. So, Kurglo's a bro. Mr. Mike asks, what are we searching for? We're searching for death, so I can make more queens. There's another idol that we don't need. We don't have an unlimited amount of money, but we do have enough money where, you know, I feel comfortable spending $2,000 per shop. Is that ludicrous? Does that make you uncomfortable? We did pass a Queen of Hearts, but I really want the red seal ones. Okay, let's go Arcana. Wait, Murphy, hold on. Murphy got 100% collection. Wait, what was the last one? 100% collection. Were you missing the magic trick? The illusion? The one where you get the upgraded cards in the shop? That one took me a while. Yeah! What absolute garbage. Alright, no death. We just skip. Hold on to the Fool. Of course you can use the Fool for temperance for money, but we are valuing the death card highly. I would pay $1,000 for a death card. Is that crazy? Oh. Wait, I went back in time too early. I thought this was the boss already. That's... okay. I mean, fine. So, that means we do this. That means we only play one polychrome at a time. Murphy, you've been playing mostly unlocked account. Okay, but now you started doing the stakes. Black Deck Black Stake was the one that finally did it for you. Black Deck Black Stake is not for the faint of heart. Babylon has an idea for buffing the magic trick. What if it added a booster pack to the shop? What if it added a, you know, what is it called? A standard pack to the shop? Hold on, let's figure this out. We can play the 4 queens if we do this. Ship it? Okay. We can play 1, 2, sorry, 1. Alright, we're back in business. Yeah, let's see here. Here's how I would change the magic trick, if you want to know how I would rework it. So the first level, it currently only adds plain cards to the shop. I think that's unnecessary. I would like the first level to have a chance of giving you enhancements. So like a chance of gold cards, a chance of molt cards and bonus cards and stuff like that. Like it doesn't have to be all upgraded cards, just a chance of upgraded cards. And then for the, you know, the next level, the upgraded voucher, what I would do with the upgraded voucher is now you have a chance of getting seals. And you can make it a low chance too. You can make it like a 0.1% chance of getting seals in the shop, but at least you have a chance. And then, you know, for balance purposes, you just adjust the number as far as like what the payout rate is, what the percentage is. And then that's it. Like if it was a guaranteed seal, it'd be too powerful. If it was like a 1% chance to get a seal, then that might be too weak. And so you just pick a number in between to balance it. Kurglo says, wish there was an option to make a voucher disappear. Like you don't take it, but then also you don't have to deal with it in the future. I mean, that would be nice, but I feel like that's maybe not in the spirit of the game. And so, like, you know, in just an 8 ante run or whatever, like the game is mostly balanced around 8 antes, and so like keep that in mind. That's the goal, that's the target, 8 antes. And so like in an 8 ante run, you only get to see 8 vouchers, and like the first shop voucher, most of the time you don't buy it because you can't afford it. So really you only see 7 vouchers unless you go back in time. And so if there's a stinky one in the shop, you just don't buy it. And the chances of you seeing it again out of like the 16 different level 1 vouchers, probably not very good chance that you're going to see it again. Ship it. Okay, 16 cards in the deck. Play 4. I'm mad we went back in time. The cat could be bigger. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the chat distracted me. Yeah, Drizzle. Shame. Alright, Mr. Guy asks, what about a Joker that lets you remove something from the shop rotation? I think that would be too powerful for the purposes of like super long runs. Being able to just like veto something and like never see it again, that's super abusable. And so like already there's this abuse where, you know, Perkeo allows you to hold on to negative tarot cards, and if you hold on to every copy of a negative tarot card, then because of the duplicate blocking, you know, you can't get duplicate cards, then you get precise control over what shows up in the shop. It's incredibly powerful. Alright, I think here maybe we play 3 and then just be happy with that. Maybe we can play 4. Let's go 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship it. 600. Wingcap says that might not be a bad thing because, you know, the effort required to do that is really high. You know, you might think that, but it works the same way with kind of like every mechanic in the game, including, for example, like the deck construction in the game. It's like you remove cards from your deck and then you just never see those cards anymore, right? You only see your good cards. So you get the blue seal every round, every hand. You get, you know, with 3 discards, you get 15 purples every round, every hand. And that's not that hard to do, relatively speaking. Sugar Boy says go for the Baron here. I think that's up to them, Sugar Boy. I think it's up to the queens whether or not they want to be kings. That's not up to me to decide. We get the death. Okay, there's nothing that I want to use death here, so I'm just gonna skip. And now that I have the tarot cards, I don't need to re-roll anymore, so let's just go next. The boss here, clubs are debuffed. And let's get cooking. Well, alright. We play the 4. Ship it. Smoke Sniper asks, eventually we want the idol? Yeah, eventually. Yeah. That's the plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Bulbasaur asks, do we want to use the death if it's not polychrome? Actually, that's preferred. So currently the polychrome ones are too powerful. And we only need, I want to say, like 15 polychrome cards. Oh, I was supposed to buy some cards from the shop to use death on. That was actually a misplay. Yeah, what I want to do right now is I want to make non-polychrome cards. I want to have like 15 polychrome and the rest vanilla. I think something to keep in mind is like in the future when we do get the idol, we will also score more points. We will score potentially too many more points in the future. I could use death on just the vanilla queen here. And then we can just get another death in the next shop. Let's do that. Alright, shit. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, in the future when we do get the idol, we are going to score more points than we're currently scoring. And so there's again going to be this kind of transition phase of like, oh, I only get to play 3 queens at a time because the idol's that much more powerful. One, two, three, four, 5. Dang it. Get these dang polychrome cards out of here. Ship it? Ooh, I'm telling. Someone's doing math in the chat. Hey, what up, Cheese? Welcome back. CDS, what's the cat at? 636 so far. Wait, okay. My mouse was bugging out there for a second. Yeah, Millie, tell him. Boo. We, in the community Discord, Balatro University Discord, we've got the special math banishment channel where we store all of our mathologists. Wingcap, you got an idea for an edition? Autographed cards? Autographed edition? Like, aesthetically, that sounds really cool. I want to see that. I want that in my game. Alright, what does it do? Maybe you put it on a card and it increases the sell value? Oh. So like, the purchase price, maybe it's like this. Maybe it turns it into an egg. And so like every round it increases the sell value. Like if you hold on to the autograph card for longer, it increases in value. How do you feel about that, Wingcap? We can play this polychrome. Geronimo said it'd be like $1 per round. Yeah. So instead of the egg, which is $3 per round, it would just be plus $1 per round. And so like if there's the edition that gives you plus mult and there's the edition that gives you plus chips and also times mult, there should be an edition that gives you plus money. It feels like that's a natural include. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we're concerned about scoring, we can copy the cat, but we know that we don't need to because we went back in time, so we can go ahead and ship it. Oh, different autographs for different legendaries? I mean, that seems kind of fun, but seems also kind of complicated. You would have to come up with like maybe 5 different effects. Maybe there aren't unique effects. Maybe there's like a unique visual. They look different, but they don't actually do anything different. Okay, we got the illusion here. No skips we're interested in. Boss says playing high card takes my money. Okay, what's the order of operations here? We take the illusion because there's no reason not to. We re-roll for death. Alright chat, I'll be right back. I'm going out for... I'm gonna go pick up some scratcher tickets. I'll be right back. Just let me go to the store real fast. We heal? Nope. We could go one more. Yeah, we got money. We could spend, $50 on a reroll. Who cares? Spend it like you got them. There's another fool. Give me death. I would like to receive another emperor. Nope. Nope. No hungmen. Only gambling. Level 60 flush 5. $50. Let's hold. Standard packs. Might as well look. Alright, cool. Alright, let's look again. Alright, cool. Go next. The boss here, there's a chance we end up playing high card at least once, so let's just re-roll it. 2 random cards. Nope. Serpent. Nope. Base, chips, and mold halved. That actually might be desirable. Higher scoring requirements if base, chips, and mold are halved. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we should always re-roll for this boss. Go next. Okay. 660 on the cat. Sock my buskin. Alright chat, I'm back. I'm back from the store. I brought back some apple soda. This is a thing that I discovered, since moving to Texas. We got apple soda in Texas. In general, I really enjoyed apple flavored stuff. Apple flavored candies. Jester asks, is it Manzanita? No, it's just this generic store brand clone or whatever, but similar flavor. I can't afford that premium stuff. Jester asks, Hill Country Fair? That's the one. Something that I really love about the HEB store in Texas, I really like all of their store products. They're like generic store brand products. I feel like, I come here and it's like, oh, that's a flavor, that's intended, that seems like that's for a Texan. And also, that's for me. Wait a second, what's this prediction? Oh, Wingcap wants a voucher check. We can do a voucher check. It's been a while. So for folks who, missed the intro, if you're just tuning in, we've got the antimatter already. We went back in time twice. We got the infinite boss reroll. So we're looking for, maybe overstock would be cool. Extra hand size would be cool. Crystal Ball would be very good. Omen Globe would help us get ectoplasm. I didn't see what the prediction is. Someone will have to tell me. One, two, three, four, five. Ship it. Nice. Almost 700 on the cat. Embrak asks, how many Flush 5 planets would we need in order to score another E? So, you know, if we're currently scoring, you know, let's say like 1 E15 with this hand, how many planets does it take to increase that? Well, if you get, let's say you double your amount of planets. Let's say I get another 60 planets. So another 60 planets, that takes me to 200 molt. So let's say it's times 2. Well, because of the plasma deck, times 2 molt is also times 2 chips. So it's times 4 overall. So doubling our planets is equal to a times 4. If we want to get to a times 10, we need something like 3.5 times our current amount of planets. So we would need like 200 more planets in order to get a times 10. Emote artist, Kitty gotta go to bed. Good night, Kitty. Thanks for hanging out. Wait, she says, oh, wait, I did that way wrong. Wait, is that true? No, it's just, no, 3.5 times 60. One, two, three, four, five. About 200, yeah. Same thing with the cat here. What's our cat situation? Currently 700. That's about half of the record. The record's 1300. So, we'll be here a while. We'll be hanging out for a while. Millie says, doubling the number of planets should be times 4 though. Yeah, that's correct. So if you double the planets, that's times 4. If you triple the planets, that's times 9. And so it's like 3.5 times. Well, total. You would need 200 total planets. So like 140 on top of what we currently have. Okay. I wasn't paying attention to the polychrome cards, and now we only have 3 left. We can play these 2. And then I think this wins. I think this is plenty. But if you were concerned about it, we could copy the cat. We know that's a winning line. Let me do some thunking. Times 2, times 4. Could copy the cat just one time. Oh, just one? Yeah, just one. Alright, you know what, QCOM, I like that. Now let's ship it. Now I feel better. Alright. Not even close. This is a very powerful cat. Okay, give me death. Let's go gambling. Well, I didn't get to do very much gambling. That was kind of disappointing. Okay, well, let's find some cards to add to the deck. There we go, we can add an ace, we can add a queen, and go next. DVO says we made about $1,500 last round. 1,487 precisely. That's kind of neat. Okay. Copy Sock My Buskin. Play 2 at a time. That's it. Wait, Tuzo asks, is a card consumable? What do you mean? We have the voucher that adds cards to the shop, and so we can buy them. Possessed Hood is asking the real questions. How big is Northern Lion? Northern Lion decided to come hang out with us today. About 110, Northern Lion. Wait. QCOM wants to name the cat. QCOM, this is also very important. Alright, I'm gonna need some audience participation. What should we name the cat? George Bartholomew II the Third? Jeffrey, Cheese, Mitzi, Albert, Catastrophe. I don't know, team. George Bartholomew is kind of hard to beat. Who's the guy from the original? Wait, I don't know what you mean, Audrizzle. Albert's kind of cute. Yeah. Ship it? Alright, are there any strong objections? Wait, British hotelier David Morgan Hewitt. Absolute unit. Morgan Hewitt. Morgan Hewitt is a cat, presumably? Okay. Okay. You've got two options. Chat, we've got two options to name the cat. Okay, option 1, if you want number 1, I'll tell you when to vote. Okay, if you want George Bartholomew, it's going to be, you do 1 in the chat, not yet. If you want, let's go, I like David Morgan. If you want David Morgan, that's going to be number 2. Type number 2 in the chat. All right, voting starts now. Okay, it looks close. It's actually decently close, but I think the ones are having a surge. And I think it's gonna be George Bartholomew. Sorry, it's not gonna be Albert. I like that it's got 2 names. I think it makes him a little bit fancier. Oh wait, we actually have the technology. We could do an actual poll. 2 names sounds larger, chunkier, yeah, more significant. Not fancy, just distinguished. Jester, you're so right. You're so right. Just distinguished. Albert Bartholomew. For me, it doesn't hit the same as George Bartholomew. Morpheus asks, can we add the name to the language mod? I think, yeah, I think after today, we'll add the name to the language mod. It won't show up right away because it'll take, you know, Nasty a little bit of time to do it. Nutsack Aladdin, welcome back, Nutsack Aladdin. Nutsack Aladdin says George Albert sounds like a singer. That would be a fancy cat, wouldn't it? You know what Nasty's working on right now? Can I tell you? Can I give you some behind the scenes stuff? Some secret tech that Nasty's working on? I don't know if I'm allowed. You know how when you're doing, let's say, the parking money. So like if you're doing any kind of mime stuff, right? You know, Baron mime or like parking mime, when you play one card, it has to like wait for all the cards to animate. That takes time. And so Nasty's coming up with a way to speed that up. So like one thing that I kind of encountered with the Spaceman record run is when you play the Baron plan, you just play one hand every round. And so if it takes a long time, it's fine because it's just one hand every round. But with the Spaceman, we're playing like 20 hands every round. And if you're playing 20 hands, each one taking so long to animate all the dollars from all the parking money is agonizing. And so, yeah, Nasty's just working on a way to speed that up. Speed up that animation. One, two, three, four, five. 4 works. We know 4 works, right? Did we go back and did we? 4 poly does it. Yeah, Kurglo, you're right. Pretty sure. All right, Kurglo. Let's you know, let's not do the math here. Let's just copy the cat. All right. All right, 810 on the cat. Let's go shopping. So we just use a death card. Let's try to find a fool, I guess. There's Eris. Polychrome 10. Eris again. People are going to be so confused later. We're going to start referring to the cat as George Bartolomeow, and then they missed it, and so they don't know what we're talking about. Alright, I want to add 4 more cards to the deck. Maybe if Ectoplasm gives me -2 hand size, I want to go 91 cards in the deck. There's another idol that we don't need. Grant asks, what are we shopping for here? What are we re-rolling for? Yeah, if you missed it earlier, what we're looking for is we're looking for death cards so we can add more queens to the deck. Play more queens, grow more cat. That's the plan. Is it expensive? Yes. Is it worth it? Maybe. Is it going to hurt us spending all this money? Absolutely not. Not going to hurt us, so might as well do it. Ah, bummer. Alright, what's under the hood here? Cool. Go next. The boss here, E17, but our chips and molt are half, so we have half molt on the plasma deck that's divided by 4. So that's useful to know. I think against this boss we might be able to get away with Maybe 3 polychrome at one time? We'll see. Alright, I'm back. Ditch hippie asks, how does our cat compare to Garfield? You know, as like a percentage of size? I don't know, are we talking about mass or are we talking about volume? Because I feel like the cat doesn't get wider. I think the cat just gets more and more dense. Maybe it's muscle mass. Sharper Flat asks, would we be willing to go for the Bloodstone before the Idol? Because the Bloodstone would allow us to score more points, but not too many more points. I think that's a great plan. I think I would be willing to do that. Even without going for the Idol right away, we can go for some gold or some glass cards temporarily. Or even like Photograph would be good temporarily. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, we did get the big Wii, but that's like some technology that we didn't consider for the Wii run, right? Is we could have made hearts instead of clubs. I think we ended up doing clubs, but we could have made hearts and we could have gone for the Bloodstone, because there was definitely, you know, when you do pick up the Idol, there's like a couple antes where you can't play all your cards and it feels bad. I feel like a bigger Wii is still possible. You know, we only got 80,000. I think we can get 100,000. Frostflyer is hoping for a negative Photograph. Well, I haven't been... Okay, never mind. I did check the skip tags. Yeah, negative Photograph would be pretty useful, gotta admit. Simon asks, but can we get 180k? On the Wii? I don't know if we could get it up that big. Smoke Sniper asks, would a negative Chad be better than a negative Photograph? I think if your goal is to score more points, I think the Photograph is going to do more than the Chad long term. Probably. Definitely in the short term, having the Chad would be cool because then you do get the extra retriggers. I think for the purposes of survival, I think the Chad is not strong enough for survival. But also we don't necessarily need it for survival if we've got the cat for survival. How many polychrome? We got a lot of polychrome, so we can go ahead and ship it with 5. Grant asks about copying the 6s. We can't copy the 6s. It's incompatible, unfortunately. Common misconception. Okay. We can play 4. We can draw 1 more. Ship it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $880 on the cat. JQT asks, what's my favorite record run so far? Record attempt run so far? I think the Kaneo run was very interesting. I don't know if it was my favorite. There were some parts of it that were annoying, but I think overall it was interesting. Okay, here E21 we can easily do with just the 5 polychrome cards, and if we play 4 polychrome cards, it's not going to be enough points. All right, let's go gambling. I do want the Tarot or the Planet Tycoon voucher just to get it out of the way. So we'll wait until after the big blind. We can take a Fool here. Now looking for Death. All right, we did it. So there's nothing that I want to death here. We'll just take the Hermit for the money. And then add some cards to the deck. So maybe, you know, we can pick up a 4 here. We can pick up a 9. And go next. The boss here, face down. Nope, we can re-roll it. Why don't we just do the purple one? Make it easy on ourselves. All right, we're back. All right, Mbrack asks, how much impact would a bull have? So if we had a bull, it gives us 40,000 chips. Relative to what we're currently doing, it wouldn't do anything. Yeah, basically what happens is, like you can watch the animation here, we get a large amount of molt, and then when you balance it out, the molt overrides the chips when you mix them together. And so it doesn't really matter how much chips we have if we got a bull. Gurgla says we might need to copy the cat for the E21. I think if we get the all polychrome, then it's fine. We don't need to copy the cat. So maybe let's do this. We'll just pay attention here until we get to the bottom. All polychrome is E21. Okay. That was a long time ago though. That was back when the cat was still 400. Yeah, I think we're at E22 already. Dan's Tongue Cactus. I see you. I see you sometimes streaming, Cactus. Welcome. We're going for the big cat. For folks just tuning in, we're at 900 already. Out of the world record is like 1300. All right. Yeah, this is the seed that has the -6s. So the way that we started this run is I restarted for 3 hours until I got the -6s. And then I said, all right, starting from there, let's go. Yes, this is our boy. This is our cat. This is George Bartholomew. Zipperbag asks, is it possible to get Nan in with Idol? Yes, it is possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. You need something like 16 jokers or something like that. I think someone did it on like a seeded run. Because like if you're playing on a set seed, if you know there are negative tags coming up and you know what's going to be in the shop, then you can move the negative tag to go on whatever you want in the shop. And so you can force it onto getting extra negative copies of Blueprint and Brainstorm, and then you can get Nanith that way. Ship it. Okay, let's go Death. and ship it. Yeah, so even though I'm playing on, for me, this is, you know, the first time I'm exploring this, right? We're playing on a random seed. I did put the seed, I did get it from, you know, the Anti-8, and I did put it in the video description. So for people who have seen the video and who've played the seed, no spoilers, please, if you don't mind. Okay, here, Polychrome 9, I can go ahead and use Death. I have 4 more Polychrome in the deck, so I just need to save 1. One, two, three, four, 5. Ship it. Okay, pretty sure with the 5 Polychrome, this is already E22 at least. Ship it to confirm. E22, nice. Thank you, Kurglo, for keeping track. Okay, more death cards. Ecto one time in the Spectral Pack? Maybe. Alright, let's just double check here. We do have the big blind. We do have another round. Polychrome Jack. That's kind of exciting. Kurglo asks, what's the toughest record that I've done? Huh. The Perca-Cola one took the most out of me. I spent so much time on that. Do we want Dusk here? Let's show me Ectoplasm. Ah, bummer. Alright. Give me Death. Okay, with Death we can go 1 more 7. 1 more. King. That's it. Go next. Oh, I guess I should have just bought a card from the standard pack. It would have saved me 50 bucks. Let's go next. Okay. Line up all the Polychrome cards and ship it. Pipson says 23,000 monies. That's kind of a lot of money. Yeah, you know, if you were curious, like, how do you get the money record? This is like a way that you could do it, not with the lucky cards, but with you know, gold cards. All right, Zipper Bop asks, which do I prefer the look of? All right, Polychrome Steel, Polychrome Gold, or Polychrome Lucky? I think between the 3 of those, this is how I rank them. Okay, Polychrome Steel is at the bottom. It's not to say that it looks bad, it's just not as good. Polychrome Lucky is above that. Then Polychrome Stone is number 2 spot, but the number 1 spot is Polychrome Gold. But Polychrome Stone is pretty badass. Alright, Grant asks, why are we copying the non-polychrome ones? In the future, I know it's hard to like imagine that far ahead, but in the future we are going to get the idol, and the idol is going to increase our scoring. And when it does, playing the polychrome ones are going to be too powerful. So I'm going to make some extra non-polychrome ones. We don't need the deck to be all polychrome. We only need 5 polychrome for the final winning hand. And whenever we like need more, you can always just reroll and hold on to death cards. And so you actually only need 3 polychrome in the whole deck. And then you just use death in an emergency, basically. LolXD asks, what's the most Jokers record with Ankh and Ectoplasm? Me personally, I got 108. I have not heard about any higher than that. Wait, you said Ankh and Ectoplasm? Oh. I don't know off the top of my head. Ankh and Ectoplasm. Sorry, Rick asks, how confident are we in being able to get the 5 polychrome that we need? So, you know, here's kind of what it looks like. Every time I play 5 cards, I get to hold on to 3. And so if I draw 3 polychrome cards early, I can just hold on to them the whole time. I just pick out 5 cards, hold on to the same 3. So you're guaranteed at least 3 polychrome cards. The only thing you have to do is get 2 more. And the way that you get 2 more, if you're holding on to Death and Fool, that guarantees it. Then you can't miss. And we can always get Death and Fool by re-rolling in the shop. And you don't need it every time, but you can get it if you do need it. I believe we're over 1,000, team. QCom's gonna head to bed. QCom, that's understandable. No worries if you gotta go to bed. I will be here the whole time. Terrible Ninja, welcome back. Brooksley, hello, welcome back. We've got 5 polychrome in the deck, so we can play these 2. No worries. This is true, like currently we're using it, you know, if we need polychrome, we can always find polychrome. But this is also true about glass cards. And so like, you know, what is the number of glass cards that I need to have in the deck in order to have 5 safely? The answer is you only need 3. Kurglo, you've been trying to do the Chico big hand size. Are you doing it on a random seed or are you doing it on a set seed? Here we get the flush 5. We already know Sock My Buskin. We did it last round, so we know this wins. Danston Cactus asks, what is the mod for only seeing the cards in your deck? Oh, this one? Sorry. Yes, what are you doing? The Saturn mod is what it's called. It's currently in alpha development, so it's not available for everybody yet, but Nasty's working on it. When it becomes available to everybody, you know, we'll find out about it. We'll hear about it in the community Discord. Okay, here we want to buy the Planet Tycoon. We have 93 cards in the deck. I think we don't want to go more cards in the deck. I think 93 is the correct amount. And if that's true, we still re-roll because I can turn my non-red seals into red seals at great expense. Very expensive. Do we want the wheel? Not yet. I know people like spinning the wheel, and we do have the 6s that give us, you know, higher chance of it hitting, so we will spin the wheel in the future. Bach asks, is the spaceman Zeno? It is, yeah. And so if you've seen the you know, the Balatro University videos for this week, I got a spaceman run. If you want to see us do some stuff with Zeno. Yeah, it's all DJ Nasty. I didn't even ask, he just did it. And then it like popped up, you know, gave me a little bit of a jump scare. It's hilarious, I love it. This too, welcome to the team. Alright, well, we struck out. Let's open these standard packs, because I just like looking at them. Alright, go next. Hey look, that's a shiny jack. Okay, so this is the big blind. We buy the voucher. We go next. Alright folks, I'm back. I'm done shopping. Daisies, welcome, welcome back. JP asks, why do we buy the voucher? If you buy the planet voucher, then you don't see it in the future. And so it gives us a better chance of getting the hand size voucher, getting the overstock. Doidro asks about plate up streams. Yeah, Nasty was correct. I believe it's Mouth. Anyway, the team isn't available this Friday, so we're not going to do plate up this Friday, but we'll resume next Friday. What that means is there's not going to be a morning stream this Friday. I'm just going to sleep in. I'm going to work on my next video project. But we'll have the normal kind of evening stream on Friday. Mouth is out of town. Yeah. That sounds correct. Zipper Bob says, getting both overstock vouchers is impossible. Well, it is pretty powerful. So maybe, you know, if it doesn't happen all the time, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that it doesn't happen too often. Kind of like antimatter. You know, all the time we're saying like, oh, I want to get the antimatter. Just give me the antimatter. But it's kind of nice that you don't get it all the time. I think all the vouchers have some use. Like even in this run, the card trick voucher that adds cards to the shop, the cards don't come up that often. Like you notice them more because most of the time you don't want the cards to show up, and so you get mad when you see them. But in this run, we've actually used it to add cards to the deck. Instead of using DNA, you just add cards and then use death. Overstock very useful in seeded runs. Agree. Yeah. I think it's useful in every kind of run. but it's definitely, of course, very powerful if you know what's going to be in the shop, if you know what the future is. You can plan accordingly. Ship it? You know, I think there's a lot of times, you know, folks, anything that's kind of like rare and scarce, they're like, oh, it'd be fun if you could see that thing more often. You could have the powerful thing more often. But if you get it too often, too much more often, then it kind of loses what makes it special. You know, like being able to turn my deck into 100% polychrome cards, it kind of like loses a little bit what makes polychrome cards special. Wing cap, we got a new cat themed art from the art department. Ooh, I'm excited. I can't check it out right this second, but I am excited to see it. Oh yeah, by the way, 1100 on the cat. One, two, three, four, five. And E22. 1.0 is the minimum amount, so we already know this works. $3K record confirmed for the cat. I don't know, the record is 1300. So this we made it to E23 team. We did it. Okay. We copy the burglar. We can take the telescope if you want. You know what's funny? Our high card is almost as high as flush 5. Flush 5 is barely higher than high card despite playing so many flush 5s. We played a lot of high cards earlier on in the run. Okay team, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the store real fast. Parking money. Temperance. Death. Give me a fool. Oh yeah, by the way, boss here. Oh yeah, we just reroll the boss. Okay. Okay. Death looking for a fool. Eris. Nasty says the stream is dying, but now maybe it's back. Having some stutters. Uh-oh. Still buffering, but it's better now. Maybe we're back. Fool. Nice. Alright, let's go Spectral Pack first, looking for Ectoplasm. We get the Ectoplasm. Okay. Okay. I'm back. Mr. Meeps, welcome back. Stutters are back. Well, okay. We take the Ectoplasm. Uh-oh. JV asks, what are we looking for now that we got the Ectoplasm? Now, I'm looking for Showman.